Hey everyone, my name's Amanda and I'm the Fun Size Reader, and today I wanted to bring to you 5 books that are beach reads, but thriller edition. Thriller, mystery, mostly thriller, not really that mystery, except for maybe one. So these are all books that I would bring to just sit and binge on a beach, or while I'm tanning or at the pool or whatever. They are books that I thought were great. They kept me interested. They were page turners, loved them. I'm gonna start with the YA option first, and this is actually not the first one, but my mom still has the first one, so I can't show it to you because she hasn't given it back to me. The first one is Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now this is Good Girls Bad Blood, and this is the second book, but I would recommend the first book, obviously, if you haven't read it yet. So Good Girl's Guide to Murder was a complete page turner for me. I freaking loved it. I couldn't put it down, and I could binge it in one sitting. It is about a girl named Pip, and she decides for her school project that she is going to investigate the murder of a girl from their hometown. It's very true crime podcast-esque. It is serial, it's that investigative journalism, but in a YA sense. So it's a high schooler doing the investigation. You have to remember that. But it was so good and so addicting. There was one part that I absolutely hated, and I will talk about that in my other video for Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Other than that, it was just unreal. Loved the book. For someone who's not a true crime reader, this was amazing. The second one that the entire world is reading right now is Verity by Colleen Hoover. This is a great beach, pool, whatever read. This is a 4 hours, one sitting type book. It is a thriller romance. So most of the time people bring beach reads or pool reads or whatever, and they want a romance. This is a mix between the two of that. So it's a thriller romance. It is shocking. It is this is a book that I wish that I could read again for the first time ever. I already have read it too long ago and I need to read it again. There are teams. Once you get to the end of this book, you have to tell me what team you're on. You have to tell me. You'll know as soon as you get to the end if you haven't read it already. It is so good. So good. This is Colleen at her greatest. I do not know how she wrote this book. It is one that's great to go in blind. It's great to go in blind, but if you want a little quick blurb, it is about a girl who is a writer. She gets approached by this husband of a famous writer who got into an accident to help her finish her manuscripts. Basically, she got into an accident. She is in a coma. She can't write, and her husband wants to finish her stuff. So he hired a writer to do that, and they end up kind of falling in love. And I'll leave it at that. The next one is A Stranger on the Beach by Michelle Campbell. And to be honest with you, I read this book so long ago, I do not remember everything that it's about. So definitely check the description. But I remember loving it. I remember loving this book and being so excited about this book. I actually read the ebook and I got it from the publisher, and I went out and bought myself a copy. So I had a copy of this book because I loved it that much. It reminded me of the show Revenge. I don't remember if you guys remember that show, but that's what it reminded me of. It's the rich mansions on the beach and the drama and things that happen with the people that live there, and obviously a stranger shows up. I really liked it, and that's what it reminded me of. So if that's the vibe that you're looking for, that revenge vibe, definitely check this one out. The next one is Survive the Night by Riley Sager, and this to me was a page turner. I read it last year when it came out, and the ending didn't hit me until I was talking to people about it later. And I feel not everybody gets the ending, because it was shocking to me once I figured it out. Like, it was a really good book up and like when I read it. And then when I was talking about it, it just went like light bulb, click, like, oh my God, I get it. Oh my God. And it just made it so much better. So this is about a girl who is taking a road trip home, and she basically gets a ride from a guy that is on a rideshare post. This is before the time of like smartphones and cell phones and things like that. So it is back in time. I think it's set for the like early 90s or mid 90s. She thinks he's a murderer. Like, this is like Ted Bundy-esque, okay? And there are twists and there are turns, and then just the end, the epilogue. It just changes the whole book. It was so good. It was my favorite Riley Sager so far. Favorite of his. And I would definitely read this in one sitting on the beach. And the last one, and probably I can't say it's my favorite. There's a lot of these books in this list that I absolutely love. But the last one is He Started It by Samantha Downing. This book does not get enough publicity. It does not get enough publicity. It is amazing. Like, it's amazing. I read this book in 4 hours. I actually picked it for my book club back when it came out, and everybody that read it with me, we were all just like lost for words with this book. It's about 4 siblings who go on a road trip that is required of them to go on, that mimics a road trip from their childhood because their grandfather died, and that's the way that they will get like their inheritance in his will. But things start happening and none of the characters are likable, and people start dying, and you find out things that happened in the past, and you're just like, what? Like, the whole book is just shock factor. The whole thing. It is probably my favorite thriller ever. Not to mention just Samantha's best book. I love it so much, and I just wish this got more publicity. It's worth it. Well, hopefully you have not read any of those, or you've read some of them. You can check out the other ones. I will put links for all of the books in the description down below, but those are definitely like my favorite thrillers to recommend, especially for like short sittings or things that you just want to be entertained for a long period of time. Don't forget, you can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Fun Size Reader. See you guys next time.